Welcome back everybody to another oil-based pomade review. And the pomade I'll review today is actually one of the most well-known oil-based pomades in today's market, and it is Reuzel Green, which is medium hold grease from the Reuzel line of pomades. I assume that you guys should know this already, but in case you don't, Reuzel is basically the line of pomades created by Scorum, which is probably one of the most, which is probably the most famous, if not one of the most famous traditional barbershops in the world, and they serve as a role model and an inspiration to almost every other traditional barbershop in the world, and they're based in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. I've done a review of their pink heavy hold oil-based pomade in the past. Today I'll be reviewing the green, which actually really suits my hair type, and I'll go so far to say that it is probably my favorite lab-made oil-based pomade, because nowadays a lot of the oil-based pomades are homebrewed, as if we're talking about current oil-based pomades and not classic ones, because obviously classic pomades were all lab made, but in today's market most of the current oil-based pomades are homebrewed, and there are a few that are actually lab made. But out of the lab made ones, Reuzel Green is the one that so far works best for me and the one that I favor the most. It comes in this green screw top metal container, and the pig mascot over here, it's the mascot of Reuzel, for a good reason, because they're pretty much paying homage to the early pomades that usually made out of mashed apples and animal fat, particularly out of lard, and that's what a lot of the early pomades are made of. In the back over here, you would have a long list of ingredients. Now, some people actually complain that this contains some unusual chemicals that are not really necessary in an oil-based pomade. However, I do believe that they might play a role in the washout. I don't really know too much about the ingredients, so I'll not really talk about it. But of course, you still have some traditional style ingredients like petroleum and beeswax, and it even contains amio oil, which is pretty unusual. So, opening it up, you'd find a yellowish green pomade, mostly very yellow. And the scent's iconic as well, sort of a sweet apple with a very slight hint of mint to it, but mostly a nice fruity apple scent. It looks rather greasy with a bit of oiliness to it, and scooping it out is absolutely no effort at all. I mean, the top layer may be a little waxy, but as you go down, it gets really creamy to scoop out, which is actually pretty nice for a lab-made pomade, because this is a feature you would normally find in home brews, where during the cooling process the wax would just settle on top and everything would just be a little creamier. But usually the consistency from top to bottom for a lab-made pomade is very consistent. But in this one, just like a home brew, you'd find that the top layer is a little waxier, but as you go down, it gets creamier to scoop out. Now a second scoop. Breaking it down is also no effort at all. Just feels you feel the very slight stickiness in your hands. It's pretty greasy stuff, obviously, as you'd expect from any oil-based pomade. And applying it to the hair is also very typical medium. Not so much effort, but it has sort of the resistance of, I would say, not really a true medium, but it doesn't go in like a waxy medium, and not too greasy either. It's just sort of a nice, really in-between medium. Going to apply one more lick. The scent somehow gets stronger as you put it into your hair. And after I apply this, that'll be enough pomade in the hair for today. You're beginning to see that nice shine over there. And what I like about this pomade is that the shine is actually above a true medium shine. I would say it's somewhere between a medium and a high shine. But it's not too wet looking like you would find in a lot of classic pomades, but it's still a really nice shine nonetheless. It doesn't even look too much like a wired out waxy sheen either. It's just sort of a nice, fresh looking shine. As you can see, combing through it is also no problem as well. You can start to feel a little greasiness to it, like a little stickiness. And this, despite the some stickiness it has and not like too much stickiness, this plays a really important role. You can see that it's really slick, and for something that's a little sticky but not too sticky, it provides amazing slickness and great control. So styling with this is actually really pleasant, and my hair always goes where I want it to. You can see my sides are just really tight with this. And I do love really good tightness and slickness in a pomade. So this pomade is really perfect for going classic. If you really want to do classic styles, it basically performs exactly what you want a pomade to if you want to go for more slicker styles. So you can tell there's also a bit of lift to it. I can get sort of a decent height and doesn't weigh down the hair too much. Now I'm just forming the pomp and pushing it forward. And this goes really well if you pair it up with pink, which is what the barbers at Scorum dub as the Muppet Mash, because, you know, pink and green, Miss Piggy and Kermit, you get the idea. Pretty creative name. I've actually done this combination in my Pompadour, Rockabilly Pompadour tutorial, and this actually, it works really well if you want that hold and that nice shine. And this is fairly quick styling. I'm just gonna say I'll just go ahead and call this done. Maybe I'll just push it a little more because I just love my pompadours looking so forward and round. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so bear with me. I would say the hold on this is sort of slightly above a true medium. Throughout the day, you might experience a bit of deflation, as in you would lose a bit of height, but overall the hold for a medium is generally good. Now on hotter days, this stuff would obviously melt, which is why I normally go for the Muppet Mash if I want to use the green during hotter weather and during the summer. But during the fall, just using the green as a standalone is absolutely perfect. Now just go ahead and call it done, seriously, for now. And this is how the pomade looks in my hair. Really nice shine, but not too greasy, not too high, but just really nice in between medium and high shine. Tuck back sides, round the forward shape. My hair always looks pretty damn good with Reuzel green, which you can tell why is one of my most favorite pomades, one of the best mediums in my opinion, and my favorite lab-made pomade. So you would find that the slickness actually lasts all day. You would have the tightness in your hair. It would remain slick all day. Even though my hair is in need of a haircut right now, I'm probably going to go for a haircut at the end of the week. Reuzel green actually keeps my hair into a really nice shape due to the amount of control it provides. I just love the amount of control it provides for a medium. It's just an insane amount of control and really awesome slickness. And the buildup on this is actually kind of like just the typical medium oil-based pomades you would expect. Not the cleanest thing in the world. There's some greasiness to the buildup, sort of a greasy plus a bit of a waxy buildup. It's not really that clean like a homebrew, but nonetheless it's still a nice buildup where it actually builds up really slick, and you would actually have a much slicker look through days to fall. So the buildup may not feel the most comfortable in the world for some of you. I personally don't have a problem with it, but your hair would look even better. I just love the extra control and slickness you get from the build-up SF during initial styling, it's already amazing. And the washout is also not too difficult either for a medium. It would take me about 3 to 4 washes at least for a medium. Well, that's usually the amount it would take me to wash out a light pomade. So that's Reuzel Green for you. If you enjoyed this video and did learn quite something from it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon to never miss a single update of the Squinty Show, and I'll see you next time on the Squinty Show.